Everyone always talks about the power of yoga versus anxiety. While yoga doesn't eliminate the issue, it provides support. Think of it as fixing a new leg on a wobbly table. It adds a foundation to build upon, a grounding effect. Each time I feel anxious, I know I can return to my practice to feel just a little bit better. Join me today in calming your nervous system with a slow, soothing practice designed to promote relaxation. Go grab your mat and let's get moving. Today we're going to begin in mountain pose. So go ahead and stand all the way up, find a nice supportive posture with the feet right underneath the hips, and on the next inhale, reach the arms overhead, and exhale, melt all the way down. Go ahead and grab both elbows, begin to roll ever so slowly back up to mountain. Pull the elbows back overhead once you're at the top and maybe find a slight back bend. Next exhale, dive back down. Grab both elbows again, begin to lift. Rolling the spine upwards, then extending the spine. Deep breath in. Exhale to dive. Last one, inhale, begin to roll all the way up, squeeze the glutes, lift the spine. And again, next exhale, dive all the way back down. Again, grab both elbows, but this time rock side to side ever so gently. Or if you prefer, you can hold still. Make sure this is comfortable. Come up a little higher, bend the knees if you need to. We'll be here for 5 breaths. Begin to release and relax. Good. From here, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the left leg back. Left knee comes down to the mat, find low lunge. Inhale to lift up, place both hands on the front knee and gently push away. Do not sink into the joint here. Stay a little elevated and a little bit engaged in the hip. A longer hold again here. On the next exhale, or whenever you're ready, place the left hand down and inhale, reach the right arm up. Wiggle that right foot out a little bit and option to tilt the leg outwards, coming onto the knife's edge of the right foot. Exhale, bring both hands down. You can either stay on the hands here or come down onto the forearms for a deeper lizard pose. Again, option to keep that knee outwards or bring it back in along the side of the body. See what feels good for you. Try not to sink all the way into this stretch. 3 to 4 deep breaths. Sink into the challenge. Adjust whenever you need to. Go ahead and lift the back knee up, step back to your plank, and inhale, find halfway lift all the way at the top of the mat again. Exhale, dive down. This time we're going to step the right leg back. Right knee comes to the ground. Inhale to lift up, place both hands on top of the left knee. Squeeze the hips forward. Find that hip flexor stretch. 3 to 5 deep breaths. Try to breathe with the diaphragm deep into the stomach. Close the eyes if you need to focus on that feeling. From here, next exhale, place the right hand down. Inhale, left arm floats up. Start wiggling that left leg to the side of the mat. Make some space for the upcoming lizard. One more deep breath. And on the long exhale, begin to bring the left hand down and find your lizard pose. Reminding yourself not to sink too deep here. Keep a little bit of engagement, an option to turn the knee out and come onto the knife's edge of the left foot. There is no competition here, only go to where you feel comfortable today, even if that's staying on the hands. One more deep breath. And exhale, step it back to plank. Inhale, find halfway lift at the top of the mat. Exhale to fold. Option here to briefly grab both big toes with your index fingers and middle fingers and pull the elbows apart. If this doesn't work for you, it's completely okay. Hang out in a much more comfortable, higher version. From here, step back, bring the knees down, and exhale into a child's pose. For today's variation, keep the palms facing upwards and add a gentle pull backwards to find a bit more of a shoulder stretch. Option to also start massaging the forehead by rocking the head back and forth on the mat. One more exhale. And inhale, lift back up. Exhale, left hand to left side. Inhale, right arm reaches over. Find a bit of opposition here, so really press into the mat with the left hand as you lean towards the left. Next, exhale, swap sides. Right hand comes down and inhale, lift the left arm over. Again, pressing into the mat with that right hand, creating a little bit of pressure. Deep bend in the side. See how it affects your breathing. Good. From here, inhale. Go ahead and bring both feet to one side. Extend the legs out in front. And on the next exhale, fold forward. Try and fold forward with as straight of a back as you can, even if that means bending the knees to do so. Try and find some relaxation here. You can completely release the body in this pose. Close the eyes, refocus on the breathing. Next, inhale, lift back on up. Grab onto the left toe with the right hand and extend the left arm backwards. Gently pulling that right foot across the left just a little bit to get a slightly deeper stretch on the side of the leg and the glutes. Bend that left knee if needed. Now from here, we can either do one of three poses: a cradle rock, just massaging open the hips, or a figure four over the knee, or a deeper variation of the forward fold, but only do this one if it feels good on your knee. You really have to open from the hip and make sure you're not adding much pressure on the knee joint. Slow the breathing and make whichever variation you chose comfortable. Listen to your body. I am just a guide. This is your practice. One more breath. On the exhale, begin to unravel. And we're going to find the twist on the other side. Grab onto the big toe with the left hand, reach the right arm back. Again, add a bend in that right knee if you need to. Take some deep breaths, find the balance. And option to pull the right leg a little over the left for a slightly deeper stretch. Again, next up you have the 3 options, either adding that cradle and rocking the hip back and forth, or finding the figure 4, or finding the deep forward fold. Adjust to your level, to your comfort, to what your body needs today. Deep breaths. Find that simplicity, that presence, by turning inward within the stillness. Good, one more breath. And on the next exhale, rise on up, scoot forward, and make your way on to your back. Tuck the knees in, hug yourself into a tight ball, and then on the next exhale, extend the legs upwards, flex the feet. Hands can come right next to the hips. This pose is called waterfall pose, and it's one of my favorites. It's super soothing. But make sure it's comfortable, so bend the knees a little if you struggle with the hamstring flexibility. Take one more deep breath in, and on the exhale, bend both knees, bring them to the left, bring the knees higher than the hips, and add a cactus into the right arm or extend it all the way to the right. Gentle spinal twist. Start to slow your breathing even more as we wind down towards our Shavasana. Next inhale, extend the legs back overhead, and on the exhale, bring the legs to the right this time. Left arm bends or extends, knees higher than the hips. Notice how the twist affects your breathing, affects your spine. Continue trying to breathe into the stomach. One more deep breath. Next inhale, extend the legs overhead. Exhale once you're there. And next inhale, hug yourself into a tight little ball. And exhale, release all the way to Shavasana. Once you're there, make sure your exhales are longer than the inhales. Inhale for about a count of 3. And exhale for a count of 8 or more. On one of the next inhales, make sure that breath is nice and deep. And on the next exhale, relax the forehead, the jaw, the chin, the back of the head, the neck, and the shoulders. Take another deep breath in. And exhale, relax the chest, the upper back, the core to allow for freer breathing, and the lower back. Take another deep breath in, and exhale, relax the arms all the way down to the hands, maybe leaving with a little wiggle in the fingers. Take one more deep breath in, and exhale, relax the hips, the thighs, yourself know that you are completely safe. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, and you're allowed to stay here for as long as you need. But if you're ready to come out, then reach the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, deep breath in, point the toes, full body stretch. Exhale, bring both legs in, hands come back down, turn onto one of your sides, and take a breath here. Then when you're ready, press up, find a seat, and we'll finish there. Thank you so much for joining me for today's class, and I hope it left you feeling relaxed and anxiety-free. If you enjoyed the video, then you can support me by subscribing or liking the video. I hope to see you next time.